Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel, brother, from the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Real quick, this is a lesson titled Into United to Temptation, based on the Lord's Prayer. Matthew is the 6th chapter. Pray that you enter out of temptation, okay, as we are in very tumultuous times, very volatile times. I was looking at a few videos last night and early this morning when I got up for work about basically the economic collapse, which, Lord's will, I'm going to cover that in the videos. A couple of news clips that brothers have put together, and they're very edifying. So, Lord's will, I can go into it a little later when I get some downtime. But we're in them times, man, because they're advertising all these particular upsells in the economy, that the economy is looking good. But that's not true, because Walmart just laid off over 100 executives, man, and we know that those are big positions, man. You know, those are 6-7 figure jobs. You know, because when you're an executive for a multi-trillion-dollar, billion-dollar corporation, I say, you ain't gotta do nothing but sit back and collect a fat-ass paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. Because I believe on average, the CEOs of Walmart, they gross over 7 figures a year. They laid off 100 of those, man, and Walmart is a business that's gonna be around probably until the missiles come, you know. So that shows you right there that it's a breakdown in the system that's coming real soon. And you know that we've been in recession. They said that since the early 1900s or 1900s or something like that, like 19, I believe, like the 1950s or something like that. Slovakia from off, they said U.S. have been in 16 recessions that's lasted over 18 months. Since 1980, they've been in like 10 that's lasted less than 10 months or something like that. Okay, but see, what they're not telling people is that the dollar, or this country, we're beyond the recession. This is a depression, okay? Because when you think about everything, like the price of goods, like I went to the store the other day and bought some water. I didn't see any particular, well, I seen carton, like gallons of water, but I didn't see any cases of water, any bottles of water, you know what I'm saying? And this is uncommon for that particular store, because the volume is so deep, or the volume is so heavy at this store. They constantly have 2 or 3 trucks a week, you know, 2 or 3 trucks a week coming in, restocking these shelves, okay? But like we stated before, everything is on back reserves, you know what I'm saying? Everything is on reserve, so to speak. They're running out. And what these stores have in reserves is basically what's on the shelf, or what's left at the distribution centers, because nothing new is really coming in. Like, if you pay attention on the road, there haven't been any many Walmart trucks as of lately, okay? Why? Because the global supply chains are shutting down. Like we went into the other day, the brother from Cali, you know, he drive trucks. He said the privatized companies are pretty much shut out. They're getting shut out, and they're not allowed to move any product, man, because they're not getting it. So basically in California, man, you getting ready to see record inflation out there, because it's already expensive as hell to live out there. It's already expensive to even own any type of business out there. So let alone when it travels east, okay? Because they hitting big hubs like Texas. They hitting Texas. They're hitting Cali. They're gonna hit Chicago. They're gonna hit New York, definitely, okay? And they're gonna hit these other small major cities too, like Kansas City, etc. You know, and when that happens, that's when people are gonna start to feel the crunch. You know, so hey, man, that RFID, you know what is coming. That NFC is coming, and that's going to be the ultimate hour of temptation, according to Revelation. I believe it's the 2nd chapter. You know, since you kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. I believe it's going into that, if I'm not mistaken. Slack if I'm off. But anyway, so yeah, brothers, man, pray to the Lord that He preserve you from the sad perils. Okay, because you ain't gonna want to get caught up in the madness out here. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: these people that's been living off this society, that's been living off the hog, off the backs of this government, okay, and off the backs of men that's struggling, they gonna come to a rushing and screeching halt, man. All right, and they're gonna be looking for answers, you know, and they're gonna try to come at you to make you feel guilty, because they're suffering. But wait a minute, man. We living our lives like everybody else live, you know? So when people are catching hell and you're not really catching hell because the tables are turning, that's when people are going to realize the Lord is with us, man. Okay? Because it tells you in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. Okay? So keep that in mind, man. These prophecies, this understanding of the word, you know, being in a stable mindset. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you like this, man. And I don't know, I always say that. It's like a habit. But when you think about it, man, the things that's coming on the earth will be very unnerving to your flesh. It will be very frightening to the flesh. But see, it just depends on you to get a grip or not. Okay? Because when anything that you're plunged into, like the first time you learn how to swim, right? You may have acquired the skill, but see, you haven't overcame the fearfulness of not drowning yet. And how you do that is to immerse yourself in the waters and have confidence that you can swim. So in order to get over the high tension in Jacob's trouble, which is going to be at an all-time high, you got to really step back and really ask yourself, okay, are you really ready to do it? You know, because the Lord got to get you pretty much used to the water, so to speak. Like if you jump in the middle of a frozen lake, you know, you can die. Or, you know, if you got the ability to survive and the drive to survive it, your body would adapt to that climate, man. Like they say, when you're working in a hot climate, they say it take up to 14 days for your body to adjust to the hot weather. So that means your body is going to go through drastic changes. So you can be pretty much, it's like a safety switch almost, so you can sustain yourself. And that's how it's going to be in the days to come. So when things start happening, yeah, you may be a little frightened because you may be in the midst of the chaos. You may be in the midst of some attacks. People may try to target you and attack you. You know, breaking your crib, throw a fucking grenade through your house. You know what I'm saying? May pull a gun on you. Okay, they may detain you or lock you up. You may be surrounded by troops. Yeah, you're going to be like, oh shit. You're going to be a little frightening. You know why? Because you've never experienced anything like it. But the minute you tell yourself, the Lord said, fear not, I'm with thee even to the end. That's when the confidence will kick in. Like, wait a minute, man. These demons have no control over us. Only person or the only entity that's controlled over life and death is the Most High, man. He gives it and he takes it. So when you put your mindset in that, they can't threaten you by the MOTB or the NFC. They can't threaten you by that. They can't threaten you by these new coming LDs. They can't threaten you through the monkey business. They can't threaten you with the C19. Okay, it should just be laughable at that point. Like, you know what, man, whatever. And that's why you got to overcome the bridge of being harmed. Like a lot of brothers, well, I won't say brothers, man, just us. You know, because when I say a lot of brothers, you know, it make it seem like it's, oh, here we go, the bullshit. Another motherfucker crash. It's probably somebody on their phone. But anyway, so with that being said, you got to overcome the fear of death, so to speak. You got to be ready to, like, you know what, if I die, I die. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to do it. Okay, because most people have too much of an emotional attachment to this life to just have that type of carefree spirit on whether they give up the spirit or not. You know, people are so attached to this life and their loved ones and their belongings to the point where if I die, what my father gonna feel? Well, I mean, shit, man. That's just the sting of death, man. They gotta get over it. Okay, because eventually we all come back. But, you know, getting over that emotional trump card, okay? And once you get over that, then you can't be threatened with anything like the MOTB. You know what I'm saying? You can't be threatened when they say, well, we're gonna put your head in the guillotine and cut it off, or we're gonna send a fucking hit squad to you. That ain't gonna threaten you. You're gonna be like, all right, well, do your worst. Okay? Because the devil, he thrives off fear. Okay? And aggravation. He sees that you're afraid, then yeah, you know, he will take advantage of that. You know? So anyway, let me see here. Brother post a precept here. This is Clean Light Litton, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, there have no temptation taking you but such as have come to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted, that you are above and able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. That's right. Okay, so even in the midst, like I brought out that example yesterday, like even in the midst of the MOTB, the Lord is gonna, you know, they're gonna prevent it before you present it, but the Lord's gonna have other means for you, man. Same thing in my last position I was working at. They tried to pretty much force everybody to get that WAP, you know, and take that test. And I'm like, I'm not taking no test, or I'm not getting no WAP. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord made a way for me to escape out of that shit. because I had faith. You know, like they was doing the Q-tip swabs, and I definitely wasn't letting anybody put anything in my nose. So I was on a job site, and then the Lord had it that my truck broke down the day I was supposed to go out there, because I was just going to go out there, and they was going to have to fire me that day because I was going to refuse it. You know, they're like, well, you know, you take the Q-tip and you do it yourself. I'm like, I get all that, but I don't know what's on that. And if it was something innocent, the Lord would allow it to happen, and he didn't. You see, so the Lord had my work truck to break down. So I sat on the side of the road, well, for off-ramp for like 3 hours. And then, you know, my supervisor then sent somebody into damn near my shift was over. So I missed that bullet. And then the next day, I had the paperwork stating that, well, look, man, you know, I already have my license in this, so therefore I'm not going to be in the truck with anybody, so therefore I don't need this. So they exemplified me from it. You know, the next gig, you know, that I transferred to the job, whatever. And then what happened was they was trying to mandate that shit. And then a meeting came up that they had to reduce it, that they had to stop mandating it because they shot it down. Because they was trying to charge us $100 every pay period to pay for these tests, these spit tests. Now, I swallow some of I put some of my mouth and swab it around and spit it out. But then even that, the Lord ended that because they was trying to charge us, but it came out that that was illegal. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't get charged by that. So the Spirit of the Lord will keep you away from those temptations, man. Even if you don't know a way out, you depend on your how about you and how shy. So it's going to be the same thing. Go ahead, man. It's going to be the same thing when the MOTB comes, you know, when the troops come or whatever, when they do door searches, whatever you want to call it. You know, the Lord is going to allow them to pretty much overstep you, so to speak. So you ain't got to worry about that. You know, and some brothers may get tried a little bit harder. Some brothers may have to face death. Okay, but even then, that's still you escaping out of temptation because you saying, fuck this. I'm not getting that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to take my spirit or whatever you're going to do. And they say, okay, well, we just going to put you in the guillotine. Okay, so, you know, you got to think about possible scenarios like that. But pray that the Lord gets you out of that. Because if you're rebellious in the spirit, you're going to get caught up in it, man. Okay, like all these God-fearing people. Like you got this clown, Vocal Malone, talking about the Gentiles or natural Gentiles and they wasn't Israelites. Look, dude, just fucking go to hell, man, all right? And honestly, I'm tired of hearing about you, man. We got to constantly do shows on this guy, debunking him, all right? And a man like that, he's going to meet a tragic and a horrific end, okay? He's going to meet a tragic and a horrific end, and it's not going to be good for him, okay? Just like Haman, okay? When the time, Mordecai basically led us to deliverance. Hey, that guy Haman called it, man. Okay, so you Edomites out there, you Vocal, you false prophets, you agents, a lot of you Israelites out there that's playing games with the Lord, and you're gonna meet a bad end, man. Because a lot of you gonna take that, you know what? You know, because a lot of you, man, you're not built up in the spirit. You're not built up in the spirit. You're taking this truth for granted. You're teaching otherwise. Okay, you're teaching that the MOTB is an embargo. Y'all still don't see it. Okay, you still don't see it. That's going to be required to have a sustainable life out here. You know, and if you're not pushing that, then it's because the Lord is not putting on you to push it and you're going to get caught up in it. You know, like I mentioned yesterday, I said a lot of you is going to use that excuse to take that damn thing and say, oh, well, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Okay, we'll see. All right. So another precept here. The brother Bayan Yashala. Revelation 3 and 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation which should come upon all the world. Okay, I believe that world in the Greek may be oikomene. Okay, I could be wrong, but I remember when I researched it a while back, it may be oikomene. I know it's not cosmos. I think that's talking about the entire world, because the entire world is going to be tried with the MOTB. This is the reason why this guy Klaus Schwab said that you will own nothing and be happy about it. Because right now they're trying to take away private ownership from vehicles. Okay, because they want everything to be leased out. They want everybody, they want the elites to have control of everything. So that way, when you don't have money on your, you know what, they can just come and repossess your shit. Like my man Aaron Russo, he bought it out over 10 years ago when he was doing an interview. He said, look, man, they said they could just turn off your, you know what, if you ain't playing ball with them. Or they just deduct it. If you owe debt, if you owe taxes, they gonna deduct it. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, these Title 4D companies ain't gonna go away right away, man. Okay, even in the midst of society collapse, these particular what's the names, they're not gonna go away right away, because they're gonna try to milk this system dry, you know, and that's what they're gonna do. And it reads here, it says, come upon the whole earth. Psalm 35 and 37 and 5. It says, commit thy way unto the Lord. Also trust in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Okay? Commit thy way. And how do you do that? By being diligent in the word, you know, going out speaking it, living it, trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man, you know, being a brother, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the brotherhood, man, just being, you know, just being in a good spirit, you know, just dealing right, dealing upright, man, no guile, no whispering behind brothers and shit like that. That's a good deed, you know what I'm saying? And just commend your way to the Lord, because the Lord knows your heart. He knows what it is. He knows what it is we need to work on. You know, having a prayer life with the Most High, doing right, you know, praying and doing right, not praying and being a hypocrite, man. Okay? A lot of guys, man, you know, like Vocab, man, they claim they pray to God, but yet he's a hypocrite because you're coming against the church of the Most High, man. Okay? Like Apostle Geno Jenkins, these men, they're hypocrites, man. Okay? Because their whole thing is for filthy lucre. Filthy lucre. It's about money and fame with these guys, man. Like I believe, what's this guy's name, T.D. Jakes or something like that? I believe it came out that basically his whole tithing system was basically fraud. You know, a lot of guys paying all this money, but yet they're still in trouble. They still behind on bills. I'd be damned if I give some church my last dollar and I ain't getting no help back with that. Y'all supposed to be helping us. Here you a multi-million-dollar pastor in a multi-billion-dollar mega church. I mean, you literally racking in a dough every fucking week, and yet my little 9-to-5 job, struggling as it is, I gotta still pay you money. Fuck all that, man. Okay? Nah, because don't nothing good come from that. All the years my grandmother and grandfather paid tithes and shit to that church, ain't nothing good ever happened. They was still in poverty. I mean, you know, dad had a business, but still, he was still a Jake. He's still under the curses. You know, he still caught hell. And now he's suffering from dementia. So all your giving to that fake ass church, you didn't do a goddamn thing. Because honestly, a tithing pot is used to help the brothers, man. You know, you tithe whatever is used to help the brothers whatsoever, man. You know, and take care of the elders and apostles when they need it. But even then, you know, we ain't being shook down for no money, man. Because, hey, we on hard times as it is, so everybody gets it. But these churches, they don't care about that, which is total hypocrisy, man. You see? What is this? Nahum 1:7, it says, the Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. Okay? And knoweth him, it says, and he knoweth them that trust in him. That's right, brother. That's right. So the Lord knows if you got faith in him or not. He knows when you playing games and you acting like, you know, you don't know what the hell is going on. The Lord knows these things, man. He's not crazy. He's not stupid. You know? So, hey, man, have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's why the scriptures say, pray that you lead not, that you're led not into temptation, you know? Because, hey, you know, we all going to need that covering in that day. We all going to need Yahweh Shem Yahushai's protection. You know, we pray for it all the time because you just never know what you're going to be up against. Like, we'd be lying if we told you we know how Jacob's trouble, how we going to, you know, be dealt with. We don't know how, who going to come. I mean, we understand it through the scriptures, but as far as every individual life, every individual person, we don't know how that's going to play out. We don't know who's going to get thrown in the detention center. We don't know who's going to be snatched up in the middle. We don't know who's going to be shot. We don't know. You know, we just don't know. We just know that the Lord said he's going to be with us, you know, and certain of us, not everybody, you know. Come on, bro. Like, the fuck. Yep. So anyway, brothers, man, that's pretty much it, man. This truck just kind of threw me out of the spirit. But anyway, I'm gonna give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakodash. With that, Shalom, and a Hey, that's the spirit. 14 views and 14 likes, 144. Shalom and a Baba.